This is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I have worked at IRS for a decade. I've been private practice, trying to adjust the lighting. Worked at IRS for a decade, been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been doing this for 40 years. I've worked over about 10,000 cases. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff, and we're available for consultations or just give us a call, send us an email, and you got a question, I'm happy to answer it for you. I've worked every type of case, so is my team. You can look at my website at 777irs.com. You can go ahead and find my team there, and I'm on TV a lot. You may have recognized me on TV. So anyway, I do these videos for 3 reasons. So you don't get ripped off, boy, in the offer and compromise and tax debt settlement area. Woo, there's a lot of people telling people a bunch of crap, telling them they're going to settle the case and they're not. Why I taught the offer and compromise program, the tax debt settlement program, and I know what they're saying is not true. I try to educate you, and more importantly, I give you insider information that you need to know to make a good decision on your case. I don't need a tie office, even though I have one. I just shoot my videos at home. I just go ahead and let you know what I know. Everything that I know is up here. I don't need to read from scripts. So I taught the offer and compromise program at IRS. I actually used to accept them with my signature, and I used to deny them with my signature. So yeah, I know a thing or two. Also, Peter Salinger of my office has worked over 2,000 offers and compromise between the two of us. We've worked a lot of offers and compromise, and knowing that there are certain techniques and tricks and secrets that go with this that I don't do all my videos and disclose. I give you enough information though, so you know what to look for and what not to look for on an offer and compromise. By the way, you can't give anybody your money for an offer and compromise unless they're either an attorney, a CPA enrolled agent, or maybe for former IRS agent who've worked offers, because unless they are, they can't practice before the Internal Revenue Service, and you're probably speaking to a salesman. Sorry about the stream; it's a little slow tonight. Anyway, with all that said, I want to tell you the main documentation that drives any settlement with IRS is the 433. The 433 is the financial statement of choice that IRS uses. There's a couple of them. The 433F is the one the Service Center uses for payment agreements and hardships. The 433A, the revenue officers use in the local office to make determinations. And the 433A OIC is the offer and compromise that the offer and compromise specialist uses. You must know what IRS is looking for on that financial statement. If not, you're not going to be a happy camper. You're going to wind up paying IRS more than you ever expected. And I'm just going to give you a couple tips on that 433A. And if you're going through a tax debt problem, it's a serious problem, you probably need to contact former IRS agents or whoever you want. Our team is just so well qualified for this. The 433A is used. I like the A. I'm a revenue officer. I use the A because it's a teaching tool as well. On page 4 of the 433A, if you want to freeze this and pull that up, you should. The 433A, page 4. It's not the 433A OIC. It's not the 433F. It's the 433A. You should pull that up and freeze this, and when you do, I'll just wait a second for you to do that. I'll tell you why it's such a teaching tool, okay? The 433A, page 4, is a teaching tool because it has on there what the IRS agent is really looking for. As a former agent, I would drill down on the assets, see if the values are correct, see if you put the right values, make sure I'm sorry about this stream. I'd make sure the values are correct. That's number one that they're looking for. What liquidity do you have? What assets are you supporting? What could you liquidate to pay the tax? But the other big aha moment is your disposable income. IRS wants to look at your income versus your necessary living expenses. On the 433A, if you go to page 4, you're going to notice on the right side you have your actual living expenses, but then next to that it says for IRS use only. The key to solving your case, getting your resolution, is knowing what's on the 433A for IRS use only. IRS is going to take what you put for your living expenses and they're going to repopulate for IRS use only their expenses. Just so you know, IRS does not allow you the expenses you put down. There's 4 categories. IRS is going to change those. If you look at the 433A, page 4, and go to the IRS IRS only side, IRS is going to populate food and clothing. You can put that in your browser, IRS National Standards for Food and Clothing. Next browser, IRS National Expenses for Housing and Utilities. Next browser, IRS National Expenses for car payments or ownerships, and IRS National Expenses for how much they're going to allow you to drive your car. If you don't know that IRS is going to dictate to this, it's going to change your payment agreement, possibly your case going in hardship, and certainly your offer in compromise. Understand, some of the most important things right now is understanding how important your IRS financial statement is and how much it's going to change your case. If you're going to work this yourself, you better look at a bunch of videos and find out as much as you can. If you're going to give this to someone else, make sure they get your 433A. Don't pay them any money until they look at that. We only take cases we can add value. You're welcome to contact us. We can review your 433A. More importantly, you'll find out the truth about the form. Thank you very much.